Hello, my name is Road Tarvler. I work as a mail carrier in my small town. Besides my job as a mail carrier, I'm a musician, and I play music frequently at small restaurants in my town. But I've always felt like there was something missing. I want to leave my small town for once and get a look at what life is like in the big city. Maybe play music there. I recently discovered that White Shore City has a musical theater that people can perform in. Even more of a reason to travel there, right? But I still figured I should talk to someone who had actually been to the city. This is Mr. Beckett. Starting last year, he travels to White Shore once or twice every month, while his daughter takes care of his house for him. The White Shore postcards are for her. I've only talked to Mr. Beckett twice before, at community functions, but that was at least a year ago, before I knew about White Shore. I told him I was going to make a trip to the city, and asked him what to expect there. What he told me is not what I expected. Mr. Beckett told me that White Shore wasn't all it was said to be. It was a gray city, polluted and overrun. He told me not to get my hopes up, but I went anyway. I thought it couldn't be as bad as he said it was. I took a leave from my job and traveled to White Shore. When I first stepped off the train, all I could see was thick smog, gray buildings, and gray streets. I thought I'd gotten off at the wrong stop, but then I saw the sign for White Shore City. I decided to give the city a chance. I mean, appearance doesn't determine success rate, right? I played my music on the street. It wasn't at all what I imagined. Nobody stopped by and listened like they did back in my hometown. They all rushed by, too busy to pay attention. Little did I know, the worst had yet to come. I discovered that the famous theater I had traveled so far to see had been demolished in order to make room for new apartments. In that moment, I realized that the city had nothing to offer me. Mr. Beckett had been right about me having way too many expectations. I returned to my town, feeling discouraged. I resumed my job as a mail carrier and had no intention of playing music again. However, I was asked to perform at a local festival a few weeks after returning home, and I accepted. So many people showed up to hear me play, and as cliche as this may sound, I realized I was happy here, in my small town, with things just the way they were. When I looked out at the audience, I could have sworn I even saw Mr. Beckett in the very back. I discovered that the famous... What the... okay. The famous theater. Not just any theater, it's a famous theater. And it makes me have a lisp.